What I really want, honestly, Michael, is for you to know it so that you can communicate it to the people here, to your clients, to whomever.
Oh, okay.
What?
It's whoever, not whomever.
No, it's whomever.
No, whomever is never actually right.
Well, sometimes it's right.
Michael is right. It's a made-up word used to trick students.
No, actually, whomever is the formal version of the word.
Obviously, it's a real word, but I don't know when to use it correctly.
Not a native speaker.
What's up, guys? Today we're talking about grammar. Today we're talking about why we should learn English with grammar. Why does grammar prevent you from speaking fluently, improving your speaking skill and listening skill, basically in general English, okay? I'm just gonna explain these relationships between grammar, speaking fluently, and thinking in English. I'm just gonna explain those things with examples from Friends and La La Land. But before we get into that, I just wanna say something. I mean, let's be real here, okay? You and I, we've all been taught grammar during our high school years. We were taught grammar, we were exposed to grammar again and again, you know, when we were in high school and we were in middle school, etc. And I was so sick of grammar because I was like, I mean, I've been taught grammar for years and years, and I'm still terrible at it. When it comes to grammar, my grammar sucks. Literally, it sucks. Do you even remember those charts, those ridiculous charts, like, you know, what are those things called? I don't even know that. I mean, present tense, simple tense, what do you call them? I mean, do you remember go, went, gone, like see, saw, seen? I mean, how ridiculous is that?
I'm raging inwardly.
Do you remember those, you know, stuff, those documents that they would give us, you know, these study books, these workbooks? We were supposed to learn English from those books, you know, we were supposed to learn English from those books, these study books and workbooks. I mean, it was totally my nightmare. First of all, before we get into examples, before I give you examples, I just want to share one of my stories. Maybe some of you can relate to my story. You know, before I started learning English almost 4 years ago, you know, 3 years and a half. Let's say I'm on the subway, some foreigner comes up to me and asks for an address. When I want to say something, first of all, I will be stuttering and mumbling, okay? And second of all, I will be thinking in my first language. Trust me when I say this, all I will be able to say was, I'm sorry, I can speak English. And I will run away from this foreigner because, first of all, I will be stuttering and mumbling. And second of all, I will find myself in this situation where I will be thinking about all these grammar rules. You know, I will be like, you know, what should I say? You know, do I have to say, you will go, or you must go, or you can go, or you're gonna, or you will go, or you must go, or you should go? I mean, what should I say? All these grammar rules are floating around my head. And third of all, you know, I've been thinking in my first language, then, you know, I'm trying to translate all these, you know, things that I want to say in my head, you know. Another thing at the same time, you know, I'm just trying to remember, you know, let's say I'm gonna say, you're gonna see this building. I'm thinking about, you know, to have to say, you're gonna or you will, but at the same time I'm trying to remember building, you know, you're gonna see this building, or you're gonna see this traffic lamps, or you're gonna see this sign, but it just doesn't come to my mind, you know. And all those things are happening so fast in my head, and that will give me such an anxiety. My whole body will be shaking, and I want to say something, but I can't say. I'm stuttering and mumbling because I can't speak fluently because I don't have practice. And the second of all, you know, I'm thinking about all these grammar rules, you know. Do I have to say you can, or you must, or you should, or you will, or you're gonna see this sign, you will see this sign? What should I say? I don't even know what to say. I'm trying to remember all those grammar rules, and at the same time I'm translating all these things in my head, you know. And at the same time I'm trying to remember some words don't come to my mind, and I'm trying to remember, for instance, I'm gonna say building, and I'm trying to remember building. And basically, you know, all I was able to say, like, I'm sorry, I can't speak English. And that's all I was able to say. If you want to speak English, if you want to improve your English, those things, those charts, those rules just don't make sense. If you want to improve your English in general, just don't start to learn English with grammar. Grammar is one of the main problems that we struggle with speaking, okay? When it comes to speaking skill, grammar is a big factor, and I'm gonna explain that. And I'm just gonna explain why you should learn English with grammar in the first place, okay? First example from Friends.
What is it? I don't know, but maybe if we keep that drawer shut, it'll die. I can't believe we're living here.
I can't believe we're living here. I can't believe we're living here.
Ah! What is it?
Did you see the size of the closets? I can't believe
We live here. I can't believe we live here. Okay, guys. So that's the first example. Now, as you can see, guys, two same expressions. Monica says, I can't believe we're living here. And Chandler says, I can't believe we live here. Just a second in a row, we see these two different expressions in the same context, you know. Chandler says, I can't believe we live here. Monica says, I can't believe we're living here. So we see these two different expressions, two different grammar expressions, two different grammar usage in the same context. Monica says, we're living here.
I can't believe we're living here.
I mean, which tense is that? I don't know, but Chandler says, I guess simple present anyways. And Chandler says, I can't believe we live here.
I can't believe we live here.
When it comes to speaking, as you guys see, Monica using different version of grammar and Chandler is using different version of grammar. So when I first started learning this, you know, if you would have asked me even 2 or 3 years ago, when I first started learning this, I would be like, dude, when I want to say, let's say, I can't believe we live here, I want to say that, right? I mean, I will be like, dude, what do I have to say? I can't believe we live here. I can't believe we're living here. Which tense should I use? Which one is more correct? And when the moment you think about this grammar rule, like, which tense should I use? You're gone. You're done. This sentence is just not going to come out of your mouth and you're not going to be speaking fluently because at that moment you're going to be like, you know, what should I say? And I can't believe we're living. Okay. It just doesn't come out of your mouth. And so that is so problematic because, you know, you're just so grammar focused and you just always think about, you know, you're gonna, you will, I can't believe we're living here, we live here. And that makes you confused. That's one of the problematic parts of learning English with grammar. For instance, you know, right now when I say I'm filming this video right now, 3 years ago, I wouldn't be able to say that because 3 years ago me would be like, I'm filming this video. This is how I'll be. This is how I used to be, okay? This is how I used to be. When I want to say, like, I'm filming this video right now, this sentence, I'm filming this video right now, just came out of my mouth without thinking, without hesitating. But 3 years ago, me would be like, used to be like, I'm filming this video, okay? No, I'm filming this video, because right now, no, I'm filming this video. Doesn't matter, okay? It just doesn't matter. And when you focus on grammar, when you learn English with grammar, that's what happens to you, and that's so normal. But don't do that. So then, you know, I just stopped learning English with grammar, and then right now, you know, I can say I filmed this video or I'm filming this video. It doesn't matter. As time goes on, the more you make speaking practice, the more you practice your speaking, you start to use words and these grammar rules, these things in the right context. Okay, another example, and there's a second example from France again. All right.
Speaking of Christmas,
Christmas,
Monica and I are starting a new business and have like no money. This year maybe we could do Secret Santa, and then we each only buy one gift. And there's
Secret
the added
Santa.
mystery of, you know, who gets who.
Who gets who? Who gets
Who
who?
gets whom? I don't know why I do that.
I don't know what I do with that. There's always a guy like Ross here. Okay. Who gets whom? I don't know why I do that. For instance, when I speak, you know, I'm like always Phoebe. I almost never use whom. I usually say who, you know, like Phoebe, who gets who. I would never say like who gets whom, even though the correct one, who gets whom.
I know. Is it because he's always correcting people's grammar?
Whom.
Sometimes it's who.
Yeah, sometimes it's
Sometimes it's who, but I say who gets who, and it doesn't matter. When Phoebe says who gets who, we understand, right? Instead of saying like who gets whom, Phoebe says who gets who, it's a grammar mistake, but we understand, right? Understand what Phoebe says. So grammar doesn't matter, guys. I found this video on YouTube, honestly, and this is such a great example for you guys. This is a very intense dinner scene from La La Land, and this was a really good scene. Probably many of you heard of La La Land or watched La La Land. In this video, we see the scripts we see those lines that Mia has to say. We see the screenplay, and these are the lines that they have to say. This is the script that they have to stick to.
I mean, what did you think I was gonna do?
I hadn't really thought it through. I didn't know that the band
was
You
so
didn't think it would be
important.
successful.
No, that's not really what I mean.
At this point, I want to say something. As you can see, Mia says, as an example, Mia says, instead of sticking to the script, she says, instead of saying, like, it's not what I meant, she says, that's not really what I mean.
No, that's not really what I
In
mean.
that situation, 3 years ago, Mia was like, okay, what should I say? That's not really what I mean, or that's not really what I meant. Which tense should I use? So basically, when you first start learning English, you always think about that stuff. Do I have to say like, that's not really what I meant, or that's not really what I mean? I mean, you think about grammar rules, and that affects your English in a negative way. And the solution is, as you can see, guys, I always work with those scripts. I always work with scripts, okay? If you apply my method, if you use my methods, you're gonna see that at some point, maybe 6 months later, you don't even think about anything that you say. You don't even think about grammar rules. You don't even translate anything in your head. Think about how you speak in your daily life, in your own language. When you speak, you don't even think about anything. You don't think about grammar rules. You don't think about what you're gonna say before you say. All the sentences, all the words, they just come out of your mouth. There is no consciousness of speaking. When you speak, right now when I speak to you guys, I don't think about anything that I'm gonna say here. I don't think about anything before I say. For instance, right now I'm speaking to you and I don't think about any grammar rules, or I don't think about any words. They just come out of my mouth. So in order to do that, in order to, get rid of this thinking process, I always work with those scripts. For instance, this script is from La La Land. As you can see here, I don't know if you can see here, but that's not really what I mean.
Well, that's not really what I mean.
So basically, I get the scripts, I always say this in every video, and you can check out my video where I talk about how I learn English with YouTube. For instance, I get the script, La La Land, from La La Land, I repeat their lines again and again, and at some point, when it comes to speaking, I don't even think about anything, I just repeat it, right? I'm like, I just check out the line and I go over lines again and again, and for instance, you didn't think it would be successful.
You didn't think it would be successful.
No, that's not really what I mean. No, that's not really what I mean. I mean, I just mean that
No, that's not really what I mean. I just mean that you're gonna be on tour for what, months now? Years?
We're gonna be on tour for months now, years. Okay, and then I repeat it again and again, like, I start all over again. I didn't know that bands was so important for you. Sometimes I improvise. This is how I improve my speaking skill and English, basically. For instance, you can see here, so it's like the long haul.
So it's like the long haul.
You can see the definition right here, in Turkish, because I didn't even know what long haul meant at the time, and basically this is how I improve my vocabulary, and this is how I improve my English, and this is why I don't even think about any grammar rules. This is why when I say, right now I'm filming this video, I'm making this video, I don't even think about like I film this video, or no, I am filming this video, or I am filming, or I film. I don't think about any grammar rules. But when I first started learning English, I was just so struggling with those stuff, I was like, do I have to say have you seen him, or how am I gonna say that? Did you see him? Did you see him, or have you seen him, or things like that, and I've never done this before, or I didn't do that before. Things like that. Do you understand? Do you get it? My point is, when you speak, there is no time for thinking. There is no time for thinking about these grammar rules, or there is no time for translating things in your head. When these things happen, just start to stutter and mumble, and that's the problem that we have to overcome. When you just work with script, you're gonna learn in time. Over time, you're gonna learn this. You're not even gonna be thinking about what to say and where to say. You're not gonna be thinking about like, do I have to say, that's not really what I meant, that's not really what I mean. So basically, I never worked on grammar. That's what I want to say. Of course, I was taught grammar when I was in high school, but I don't know anything about grammar, honestly. When I first started learning English on my own, I was like, okay, I'm not good at grammar, and I'm not gonna work with grammar, I'm not gonna learn English with grammar. I don't care about these tenses or any kind of rules. I'm just gonna get those scripts and I'm just gonna start to repeat them. For instance, I was so beginner, I didn't even know what, there was this scene from Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets where, Harry Potter says that to Hedwig, I can let you out, and I didn't even know what I can let you out, I didn't even know how to make this sentence, how to use the sentence, or what that sentence meant.
I can't let you out, Hedwig.
I could say that my English was Literally, so bad. I mean, if we're just thinking about the grammar rules, there is no time when it comes to speaking English. There is no time for thinking about grammar rules or for translating things in your head, okay? And I only improve my English just speaking, just with those scripts. I always work with those scripts. Script is the only way of improving English for me. My learning English process, grammar has never been part of my learning English process, okay? For instance, let's say I should have done this video a long time ago. When I say should have, I should have, I never learned that. I mean, I never tried to understand what should have meant. Probably Monica was saying that, or Chandler was saying that. When I was learning English with friends, Monica was saying that, or Chandler was saying that, or Rachel was saying that, and I was repeating them, and I was like, okay, I should have done this video a very long time ago. So for instance, when I say could have, or should have, or must have, etc., I never learned about those rules. I just learned them without even realizing. I just learned to use those, must have, should have, could have, etc. as I was going through these lines in France. As I was going through these lines, I was repeating their lines again and again, and probably if Chandler was saying that, something terrible must have happened here. Chandler was saying that just right now. It just came to my mind. Right now. Just right now. Just came to my mind. Something terrible must have happened here.
Joey! Joe! Full bag? Beer's still cold? Something terrible must have happened here.
That scene always cracks me up, and I just can't picture this scene where Chandler's like acting in a real weird way, and because Joey is not home and there's, I guess, food there, and Chandler says, something terrible must have happened here. You see, must have. And I was repeating those lines. I was going through these lines in the context. I was like, okay,
something terrible must have happened here.
This is how I was learning English. This is how I was improving my speaking skill and my vocabulary and my English in general. Moving along with Billie Eilish, I just want to give this example right now, right away. There's this story on Billie Eilish's Instagram, and Billie Eilish is talking about her COVID.
It was like, that's stupid, like me. So everybody that's thinking, oh, I don't care if I get it, I don't care if it's not about you, it's about if you do happen to get it, or if you're near somebody that gets it and you don't even get it, you can transfer that to somebody else who's much weaker, my bad.
Billie Eilish she says, instead of saying like much weaker, much more weak, right?
Transfer that to somebody else who's much weaker, my bad.
Much more weak. It's a grammar mistake. Normally you have to say much weaker. Eilish corrects herself and says, much weaker, my bad, sorry, my bad, my mistake. But as you guys can see, even native speakers do grammar mistakes, and it just doesn't matter. If Billie Eilish hadn't corrected herself, that wouldn't be any problem. If she kept going with this much more weak instead of saying like weaker, that wouldn't be any problem for me, because I understand, I get what she says, I get what she says, right? That's the only thing that matters. Basically, I don't care if she's saying much more weak or if she's saying much weaker. Don't care about grammar. You're gonna make grammar mistakes, so what? I mean, that's okay. For instance, last day I was watching this video where Corina makes grammar mistake, I guess. As far as I know, this is a grammar mistake. Corina is a very original character. I like her. She's so blunt. I mean, no, blunt. She's so like bold.
That is disgusting.
That is disgusting.
You just you were in the kitchen. You could have threw it away.
You were in the kitchen. You could have threw it away. Corina says, you could have thrown it away. As on grammar rules, normally you have to say like, you could have thrown it away, but Corina says you could have thrown it away. I don't know, as far as I know, and please correct me if I'm wrong, you should say you could have thrown it away. Thrown. But I don't even care. I mean, when Corina says, could have thrown it away, we understand, we get it, right? Never worry about making grammar mistakes, just be relaxed, I mean, if you just analyze my speech, if you analyze my video, every single video, you can find tons of grammar mistakes, probably, and I don't care. Because as time goes on, you know, the more you repeat, the more you speak English, you know, it just gets better. And honestly, I don't care about the grammar rules. As far as I know, Karen is a native speaker. You're not a native speaker. We're not a native speaker. English is our second language, so we should never be worried about making mistakes, especially making grammar mistakes. Who cares? If you're making grammar mistakes, who cares, okay? Just relax. Don't worry about what other people is gonna think about your accent or the way you speak or your grammar mistakes or your mistakes in general. Just relax, okay? We're not a native speaker. We're not a native speaker, and people know that. Even native speakers make grammar mistakes. English is not our first language here. It's second language, right? I remember that Camille Rowe was saying that English is second language here.
I love an oversized glasses. And oversized glasses. That's a... Sorry, I'm English second language here.
We always like this, you know, Camille Rowe. I really like her. I really love her. Camille Rowe is struggling with saying like glass or glasses. She's not sure about that, and she says, you know, English is second language here. There's gonna be many times where English is gonna be second language, so just be cool with that. And just like that, that concludes the video. So that's all I wanted to say in this video. I hope you take something out of this video. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Doctor, look into my eyes.
We're exposed to grammar.
There's no sign of life. Doctor,
I was so sick of grammar.
I really appreciate the way you're taking this.
I'm raging inwardly.
Wow.
I'm raging inwardly.
Well, I will be stuttering and mumbling, okay?
Who would suspect? Poor stuttering Professor Quirrell.
Well, it's cold, 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 cold.
Grammar rules are floating around my head.
Cold, 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 cold.
Without thinking, without hesitating.
Cause something don't feel right.
Get rid of this thinking process. Now we can see here, so it's like the long haul.
So it's like the long haul.
Don't look at me that way.
As I was going through these lines, I was repeating their lines again and again. The scene always cracks me up, and
Give me some advice.
which is contagious, and you know you can get sick.
Much weaker, my bad.
Much weaker, my bad, you know, sorry, my bad, my mistake. She's so blunt, I mean, not blunt, she's so likable.
Better make it fast before I change my mind. Doctor, can you help me cause I don't feel right. Better make it fast because there ain't much time.
As far as I know, Karen is a native speaker.
Well, it's cold, 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 cold inside.
Just like that, that concludes the video.
Cold, cold.